What is going on with you? Thank you for coming and checking out another episode of Tech File Overtime. Now, normally the second show that we have exclusive on the Good News Radio Network and our YouTube page, we talk about something that we didn't get a chance to talk about during the weekly show, but this week we didn't have a weekly show, so we are actually going to use this week's episode of Overtime as like our general weekly discussion, kind of give y'all a tease, a taste of what you can get from Tech File week in and week out on a regular basis. So we're not going to waste no more time because we are on a time limit. So let's start that theme music and get on with the show.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Okay. Oh, yeah.
The Eric J is not here this evening, but shout out to him, sending out positive vibes to him and the fam.
Mm-hmm.
I am Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, gentleman,
The gentleman,
the everyday gentleman,
24/7.
but better known K Diddy.
Take that. All right, y'all. Now, like I said, we're going to have to bust some moves as we get through this episode, so we won't have the time that we normally do to kind of stretch our legs a little bit during the weekly episodes. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, I am a picture box, while Ken and Tim are the lookers with the eye candy on the videos. It's a picture box. That's what I am. I'm a picture box.
Nose, bro.
While I live in my Fort of boxes, I'm a picture box. But we're going to start the first half of this week's episode off talking about football because football is back. The NFL is here. And we got some things to discuss. So, fellas, I want to ask you first. Do y'all want to just get into the week 2 pick'ems, or do y'all want to talk about week 1 first, kind of recap, maybe set the scene for week 2 and then pick? Or I want to pick first.
I would say can we do a combination of pick them and then kind of recap as we go through it?
Oh, you trying to be fancy? You over here integrating
this? Let's see if we flex our sports muscles.
See, boss.
Okay. Let's see if we can do it then. Okay. I do want to start by saying shout out to Mr. Macbeth, who won the pick and pool in week 1 with 81 points. Went 9-6 this week.
Congratulations.
Let's see you, boss.
There were 7 folks that went 9-6 this past week, but some people went 9-6, only had 67 points. While Mr. Macbeth over here had 81. It's all about them confidence picks, folks. It's all about them confidence picks. And as for us on Tech File here, Eric was in dead last place. He went 2-13 this week. Ken was 8-7. I was 8-7. We missed on confidence points. I had 55. Ken had 54. And then Tim was 8-7 as well, but hey, a little bit more confident. He had 61 points on the week. So shout out to everybody in the pick and pool.
Okay.
And I believe Sierra won FanDuel this past week.
She did. I forgot Sierra she usually up there too. Her, Johnny, they usually up there with the when the contest started. I was like, oh yeah, the familiar faces.
The familiar faces. They sweet.
Oh no, M. Collins won. Ooh, Sierra was behind him by 1 point.
Oh, what?
And shout out to Elliot in third place amongst the Tech File crew. We didn't do so hot this week. Ken didn't even get an entry in.
I forgot. Goddamn it! Hey, it was was like 12 o'clock. I'm like, damn, I ain't even do. Like,
Here's the wild part. My tech file entry was the lowest of the 3 that I put in.
See, you be putting in too many different lineups. That always confused
Bro,
me.
he be out here.
Right.
I had one that had 136 points, which probably would have put me
Yeah,
up.
you would have
there.
won.
Yeah, and I had one that's 125 points, and my tech file was 105. A 30-point swing. That's wild. But it is what it is. That's okay. I'll take some money next week.
It is what it is.
So for those of you who are in our pick'em pool that we have here, we're going to ask you to pull up the app. Well, actually, listen, if you listen to this live, Thursday Night Football is going on right now as we speak anyway, so you should have had that pick already in. But if you missed that, you can still get all your Sunday picks in because they don't lock until 5 minutes before game time. So, you got a little space, a little room, opportunity to get those picks in still. So, let's pull out your phones. We're going to make our week 2 picks and kind of just talk about week 1 as it comes up.
Okay, I got them.
Thursday Night Football this week. Chargers and Chiefs, 2 1-0 teams. Who you got?
Oh, it's gonna be a fun game, but Keenan Allen is out, so he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they have to depend on Mike Williams, and the backup I think is Josh something. I think it's Perlman, something like that. Okay, Palmer, something like that. Sorry. But with that being said, Kansas City this past week, bro spread the ball around. Like Patrick Mahomes did what we thought Aaron was going to do.
I said the same thing.
We expected that man, like, if he opened, throw it to him, please. Just throw the man the ball if he opened. Yeah, Mahomes understood the assignment, so I'm gonna go with Kansas City and their plethora of options for Mahomes to put up points.
I'm going Kansas City too, and they're at home. So.
Now, don't get me wrong though. You got Khalil Mack and Bosa on the Chargers.
Beastie.
Yeah.
And I think JC Jackson on the Chargers too.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
Okay. Chiefs all around for us three.
But I need Herbert to do well because he's a starter on one of my fantasies. So he did great last week.
He probably gonna put up points. I'm sure they will. Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna put up points.
That's all I need.
You ain't wrong. Jets Browns 1-0.
I'm making 2-0.
Man,
I don't know, man. Eric, man, maybe not one.
Oh shoot, that's right.
The person, myself, I want the Browns to lose. I've said this already. I want them to lose, but I just don't see them losing to the Jets.
I'm gonna give New York a chance because I like I said, I feel like they can make a little push. I'm gonna give New York a chance.
Oh, you gonna pick the Jets?
Yeah, see, the coach said. The coach was like, "Okay, we're gonna remember this. We're gonna take these receipts down, write these names down. Y'all talking crazy? We're gonna remember this later." But, okay.
Ken, who you going with?
I'm going with the Browns. Not proud of it, but
I feel the same way. It's like I feel kind of dirty. But it is what it is. Baker Mayfield and them didn't look that good when they was trying to play against the Browns last week. I was like, I don't know why they didn't involve Christian McCaffrey a little bit more. Like, he's literally our best offensive weapon, but
the emotions
he's actually
against his old team. That's all.
They wanted Baker to cook. He was throwing them all though.
Man, he wasn't cooking the right way.
He's throwing it everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was throwing it, but it wasn't.
The Commanders and the Lions in Detroit.
So
the Washington football team.
Detroit is actually favored in this game for the first time in like 24, 25 games.
I'm going Lions though.
I kind of feel like Detroit could, but
yeah, I'm going Lions.
I'm going with Washington. 2-0. Carson Wentz found a friend in his receivers last week, so I go with Washington. They still got a nice little push on the defense too.
I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Me too.
I'm gonna go with Detroit.
The D.
I might have a very low confidence, but I'm gonna go with Detroit.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun game. I think it'll be another close fight
to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers and Saints battling 2 1-0 teams. They are in New Orleans, by the way.
The way
I think I want to go Saints, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Who? You said who?
I want to go Saints. Winston, man, that's my dude. Hey, he stepped up the second half.
Boy, he wasn't doing nothing first half. I'm like, oh, Jameis.
Hey, the second half, he came out of halftime a different man.
Because they let him throw the ball, bro.
Bro, Winston can play, bro. They just gotta just trust him.
I'm gonna go with you with Nola. I'm gonna roll with you. Even though Tampa Bay they didn't look bad either, but Dallas.
That's a clean sweep. I'm going with yes, I'm going with the Saints. I had to think about it for a second. I'm gonna go with the Saints with y'all. Panthers and Giants.
Man,
I'm gonna go with New York.
Barkley was looking good.
Man, Saquon looked like Saquon. I felt like he finally healthy.
Stay healthy, man.
Be moving, bro. It's a big, strong running back, dog. Like that. I hated him at Penn State because this Wisconsin, but bro, go. I'm gonna go with Giants.
I'm gonna go with the Giants as well. So after what I saw, it's quite possible the Panthers changed up that game plan and they do get Christian McCaffrey a lot more involved.
They should,
as they should. But Baker just didn't look all that.
No,
it could have been emotions from playing this whole team, but I'm gonna go with New York.
I am too. I'm going Giants. Swoop again.
Patriots and Steelers. Making that 16.
I'm going Pittsburgh for sure.
Mac Jones got a little injury too. Like he got hurt. He got shaken up a little bit, but he'll be back on Sunday.
Who are you talking about?
Mac Jones.
Oh yeah, he done with a back injury. And the Steelers have lost TJ Watt for the next 6 weeks at the very least because he tore his pec. Like that man walked off the field and was like, I tore my pec. Like he knew.
He knew exactly what it was.
He was terrorizing them.
That's what he do. Yeah. He different. He a terrorist, man.
My man's is on the backfield every play. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh because they still got Minka Fitzpatrick and the rest of that defense over there. They could be Mitch wasn't terrible, but he wasn't the greatest.
He definitely was not. No, but when your defense gets 5 turnovers,
still barely win. That's why I said Trippy Mitch wasn't the greatest. Like, how the hell you get 5 turnovers and you almost overtime?
Hey, bro, he gonna get it together.
We'll see.
Colts and Jaguars.
Speaking of how,
the Colts tied against the Texans. I was like, y'all have just let me all the way down.
Yeah, they definitely didn't. Neither team wanted to win.
Dude,
like, it was just like y'all just don't want to win. What's going on though?
It was terrible. I'm gonna go with hell. It should be the Colts, but
it should be.
Oh shit! I'm gonna go with the Colts. But if Jacksonville take it, bro, it is what it is, and the Colts aren't who we thought they were.
I'm gonna go with Jacksonville.
I'm going Colts, man.
I'm going Jacksonville. I have picked home teams, all the home teams so far. Not on purpose. It's just the way it's been shaking out for me. And I think that trend will continue. Dolphins and Ravens.
I'm going Ravens.
2 explosive offenses. Lamar. Before the season started, Lamar go play like a madman, bro, because he on that contract year. Just, it's scary though, because playing like a madman can lead you to getting hurt too.
He was airing that mug out though on Sunday.
Boy,
he still be taking unnecessary hits though.
Yes and no. Like the way he gets hit, like can't nobody really catch him clean. Like every now and then somebody get him clean, but for the most part, they still just kind of swiping at him. Miami's offense, meanwhile, looked really good too. So it's gonna come down to the defenses. I'm gonna go with Miami.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going Ravens too. Lamar Jackson for sure.
Atlanta Falcons and the Los Angeles Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah, Rams should bounce. That was a great Thursday night football game with them and the Bills.
Yeah, it really was. I'm telling y'all, man. I've been telling y'all for 2 years now.
Yeah, Josh,
you're right.
But this Rams squad, even though they 0-1, like they still forced 3 turnovers by halftime.
Yeah, it was a game of halves for the Bills where it was like the Bills just kept giving the ball up in the first half. Come second half, it just snapped into place and they cleaned the game up. And once they cleaned everything up, they just took off.
Yeah, plus, the Rams was giving them consistent pressure too. So it wasn't like they got smoked. So even though the Rams are 0-1, I feel like they should be able to muscle Atlanta out of this game.
Yeah, they should.
But
Also, I just want to say,
thanks.
That stiff arm that Josh Allen had put on, I don't know which cornerback that was.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
They move. Watch out a little bit.
Getting stiff armed is.
You just let them know you lift, bro.
You want to truck me. You ain't gonna stiff arm me. You want to truck me.
Hit the weights.
Seahawks and 49ers.
49ers.
I'll say for the Seahawks.
Let me tell you something about them 49ers. What disappointment last week in Chicago. Justin Fields was looking the way that I thought that Trey Lance was going to be looking, and Trey Lance was out here.
Put some respect on the Bears. Like, we played very well in the second half. The first half was shitty, but the second half definitely stepped it up.
I was looking at y'all game. What I said.
That's what I'm saying. The second half, bro, we stepped it up. We was trash. Like the first half, we had no fucking clue. The play calling was horrendous. The first half,
y'all, it looked like y'all got a footing of the weather and the elements, and they did. Is what was the difference that I saw. But it could be hate.
I ain't never seen that much rain on the football field before.
The reason why we need a new stadium, like that shit garbage, bro.
No, thank God y'all just got new turf. Because if y'all didn't get new turf,
slip and slide, bro.
It would have been worse.
He squeegee the field and shit.
They were. They literally were. They literally had brooms.
That's what I'm saying.
The water off. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
I'm gonna go with San Fran. I'm gonna go with San Fran.
I am too, because I think Seattle's gonna be without Jamal Adams for a while. So I'm gonna go with them too. Ken, did you say 49ers or Seahawks? You said 49ers?
Yeah, I'm going 49ers. Yeah. No, that's the Seahawks now.
Bengals and Cowboys. 2 0-1 teams. Who gonna get their first win in week 2?
Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Joe.
Talking about turnovers here.
Boy.
Joe was giving the ball up in the first half.
Hey, he's being hella aggressive.
He couldn't help himself, bro. Take one. You take one too. Oh, you ain't get one here. Here's another. Like damn,
he was aggressive, boy. He was trusting his arm a little too much, but hey.
Some of the picks were like good plays too.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not mad at it though, honestly. I want him to play that aggressively. I want him to trust his arm.
Well, T. Higgins back or no?
Because look at the outcome, like,
T. Higgins playing this week? Well, I think he out for concussion.
I'm not sure about
that. I'm not sure. I don't think they put anything on him yet about that.
And then
but yeah, I'm going Bengals though.
So,
man, they turned the ball over on 4 of their first 5 drives.
Mm-hmm.
A fumble on a strip sack, 3 NOs. Then he had a 4th pick later on in the game.
I left my house during that game, and he was at 3 picks. I came back because Sam was watching it. And she was like, "Yeah, he had like 5 picks now." I was like, what do you mean 5 picks? Because I walked in and he was throwing one. I was like, "Bro, what the hell is going on here?"
The man ended with
Slinging
4
it.
and a fumble.
Slinging that
I'm
game.
sorry, 5 turnovers, not 5. 5
Yeah, he was slinging them.
And he had another fumble too, but his teammate recovered it. So
It was, oh my god, it was so
He
close.
gonna step it up though. He gonna get it together.
Yeah, plus
He have a
Dallas
great
ain't
game
got
against
It is
Dallas.
I hope that's a nice comeback game because that new offensive line they had didn't look all that different from what they had last year in Cincinnati.
At all.
Boy.
Not at all.
How y'all go buy a whole new line and they doing the same shit?
That's what I'm saying, man.
We
Go
invested
get your
money
money
to the
back.
line this offseason. Where? Who? Who did y'all buy that y'all thought was coming in and doing better? Y'all was lying in training camp, clearly.
What's crazy is this Bengals offensive line was still better than last year's, but it's still below average. Like y'all improved to still be y'all improved from where y'all were, but the bar was low. So y'all gonna
They
have
went
to
to the
bring
Super
that up.
Bowl with the O line.
Exactly.
That's a Super Bowl O line.
That's
But what's
correct.
crazy too when you think about it, because the Bengals had started the season slow last year, and then they kicked it up. And part of when they started slow, they had a bunch of turnovers. So when you think about like the Bengals this year, like, part of the reason why I didn't put them in as a Super Bowl pick, it's like a lot of things got to go right for you to make it to Super Bowl, and doing it back-to-back years is very, very difficult. And a lot of things broke y'all way, and I'm not sure things going to break that same way again this season. So all that being said, I'm going to still pick the Bengals because the Cowboys ain't got Dak Prescott.
For a
Yeah,
minute. Well,
definitely
for
going Bengals this week.
6 weeks probably. Well, Jerry think he gonna be back in 4, but
He ain't gonna be back in no doggone for it. What they're saying, which is kind of funny, they saying he gonna either be back against the Bears or the Packers.
don't do that.
Hey,
Come back against Chicago. Don't do that.
so that would be October 30th.
We're gonna get that dub. It don't matter.
Oh no! Look at them. Now they
Don't even matter.
no. All of a sudden, we just gonna get the dub. What you mean?
Right. Hey, you know
Get
what?
dub.
To be real with you, Ken can talk all he wants to this week because
Yeah, for now.
his team got a better record right now.
We got the job done. we understood the excitement.
And we did not in Green Bay, so I'll take that. I'll take that. Texans and Broncos.
Broncos. Russell rebound. Watch how great he rebounds. That's all I gotta say. Because Russell Wilson hate this week, Monday has been fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, definitely need to put some respect on Russell Wilson's name. Like, don't like all the hate, bro, is like ridiculous for real.
I was shocked.
Like, come on, they was like, oh, we paid this much money for him. Like, come on, bro. It's a rookie coach. This his first game starting with the team. Like, what the fuck you expect, yo? Shit is happening.
I mean,
They
and
go get it together. They talking about blow it all up already. Maybe he's not the head coach that we need. Man, shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, he's the head coach from the LaFleur tree, so you know they like to take the ball out the quarterback hands at the end of the game.
Man.
I mean, that was just straight.
That he admitted like we should have went for it. Like we got Russell Wilson, we should have went for it. Of course,
Like
that's what we paid all this money for, bro. Dude, you with a 64-yard field goal.
Y'all traded like 4 round picks for this man.
And not only that, it's a 64-yard field goal with a kicker who's only made one of those in his career. Like, it's not like he's consistently
here, bro.
Like, come on, that's
Get
stupid.
out of here, bro. Russell has been to 2 Super Bowls, bro. He's the champion. Like, come on, bro.
Hella fourth quarter comebacks. Hella.
Let me ask y'all something real quick.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
How did y'all feel about how Seattle received Russ? Like, they booed the crap out that man, and I did not think it was going to be that.
That's trash.
when he got back.
I mean,
He gave y'all the best years of his. He gave y'all the best Seahawks football that y'all have seen.
True, but I mean, you
Like,
playing
get the fuck
against
out of
us. Like, fuck him.
No, that's still disrespectful.
He's on
Bro.
the other team.
He brought y'all a ship, everything,
Yeah.
everything that he's done for that squad, bro. No.
I care. I care that you gave us the championship and shit, but at the same time, now you're actively trying to give us an L. Boo you, my nigga. Like,
No, because like it's been quarterbacks who come back. Someone Carlisle? Dang.
Exactly. Like it's been plenty of quarterbacks that's done that shit. Like that's trash, bro.
And I didn't realize they felt that strongly about him leaving. Like I thought that when he left, it was more like how when LeBron left Cleveland the second time, where it's like, okay, well, thank you for what you did for us while you were here. We appreciate you. Do well. But no, it was like when LeBron left the first time, and they were like, we hate you. How dare you? Like they had Trader. They had Russ jerseys, and they was putting Trader on the back.
Yeah,
and LeBron
that's
left
wild, bro.
The rest got
That's
traded.
ridiculous, bro. No, that's trash. That's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, Cardinals and Raiders.
I'm going Raiders.
Shit.
I'm going Raiders for sure. Cardinals don't. Cardinals like how they ended the season. They ended the season terribly. So
yeah, I'm gonna roll with Vegas.
Sunday night football. Bears, Packers, Lambeau Field. We're gonna have to go to break shortly, but before we do, I want to know what the predictions are. We can talk about the whys. We can get into the trash talk.
The Bears.
Let me tell you something. If the Packers lose Sunday night football to the Bears, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. You can't lose to Minnesota in week 1 and then come and lose to Chicago the next week. Like that's not. We don't do that. Not with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. We can't do that.
It won't happen though. We'll be all right.
Hey man, I hope you're right. But for everyone who is listening on the Good News Radio Network, you know we appreciate y'all. We are going to take a quick break, about 3 minutes or so. Going to pay some bills, pull up some shows on the network that y'all should be checking out, and listen to some sponsors to support what we do. If you're watching on our YouTube, you won't even notice anything really going on. It's going to be a quick, flash of the screen, and we're going to be right on back to continue talking about, Packers, Bears, Sunday Night Football, and other Week 2 picks, as well as some NBA news. So stay tuned for the rest of the show. And we back. Second half of the show, Tech File here. Just kind of going through some of the news from the past week. We're currently going through some NBA. I'm sorry, I'm so used to talking about basketball. NFL Week 2 predictions, kind of recapping Week 1 as we do it. We're talking about Packers Bears right now. Ken, of course, is going Chicago as the Bears fan here, and Tim and myself are going with the Packers. But Ken, what is it about the Bears that gives you this false confidence, or is it just fandom? What is it?
Why I gotta be false confidence? Okay, this is my reasoning. It's my fandom, but I am absolutely terrified because of how poorly y'all played. Now y'all finna try to ball the fuck out against the Bears, and we probably gonna get shut out, to be honest. But I'm very calm. Still have to be confident in my squad. Aaron Rodgers will not have a game like he had last week. I don't know, and that's what I'm talking. No, receivers not gonna be dropping balls like they did last week. The weather probably is going to be a lot better than it was last week too, which worked to our advantage. But I'm still going to Bears. Am I confident? I'm not very confident, but I'm still going to go Bears. And again, me being like, the Packers probably are going to destroy us. This is Sunday Night Football, to be honest. But I'm still going to Bears.
Fair enough.
Why you going Packers?
Like Ken said, we play like crap, but I feel like Aaron. There was a clip that he had came out with that said that he's going to do it. In reference to the rookie receivers, that said they were good kids and that they're trying to do everything the right way and not mess up. So he's going to do a better job at getting on their level as well. And part of the reason why I felt like we didn't get certain things off is because of the fact that Aaron, like we said, we thought was going to just throw it to who was open, as opposed to, he kind of went back to Aaron and Vo, where he kind of just held the ball, as opposed to he sees somebody, all right, let me just go ahead and let it go because I see that he open. I'm sure he should be able to make this play, but the trust thing comes into play. Mm-hmm. He did that with the rookies too. Both rookies messed up the very first drive of the series. And from that point, he didn't look at neither one of them for the rest of the game. They both got a handoff, but neither one of them got targeted really into the fourth.
I know
And
for a fact that's the case with Watson.
right. Oh, that first play, first drop, like that would for him that'd have been like these rookies this year in the MLB when they was coming in first pitch home runs. For Watson, that's what that would have been. It would have been the first pitch, the first catch, first reception, first touchdown from Aaron Rodgers on the first play of your NFL game. That'd have been a hell of a welcome to the league and probably would have changed the entire dynamic of that game.
Mm-hmm.
They would have played him completely differently. They'd have softened the coverage on him, which in turn would have opened up everything beneath. But again, it's still up to Aaron to find the open receivers. There were several plays where he had receivers wide open that he just refused to throw to. So it kind of been given today. But I feel like that'll be cleared up more. To our defense, even though we only gave up 23 points. Like, granted, yeah, it wasn't a lot. I mean, Justin Jefferson had a hell of a game. That's because they played soft ass zone. But most of these teams, I feel like we won't play no zone like that when we got hella man coverage and let the people that we're paying money to do their job.
Apparently, I mean, from everything I've gathered, the Packers like to mix up their coverages, but they do play a lot of zone, which is, you think that you would come into a matchup against the Vikings, a team you see twice a year, with a wide receiver that you know is one of the NFL's best, and you might game plan around him a little bit more. And it seems that they didn't. They just kind of were like, we're going to just roll out what we're going to do, and it's going to work the way it worked. And then on top of that, then they had communication breakdowns. So he was getting big yardage on busted plays, got a touchdown on busted. Like, it's unfortunate. They did a better job in the second half tightening up. But if the Packers plan to win on Sunday, they need to play through Dillon and Jones. That's what they need to do a lot more than what they did, especially if Aaron going to be on what he was on. A.J. Dillon came ready to play, and he should have been on that field a lot more than what he was.
He outsnapped Aaron Jones. More carries, he had more touches, more receptions, more yards, more snaps. Something else. Like he was on the field more than Jones was, and I'm like, that actually kind of shocked me.
That's a little shocking.
So I was like,
but I need them both on the field a lot more, especially if you ain't trusting your receivers.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, we gotta. Oh wait, go ahead. What you say? Yeah.
No, so Packers at home, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Lambeau. It's the home opener for the Packers.
Big dub energy.
Better be. Titans and Bills, the first Monday Night Football game.
Oh, Bills, bro. They're finna smoke them.
Indeed.
The Bills are serious this year. Like, the Bills look like a juggernaut this year.
I told y'all that, and y'all was giggling a little bit, and I'm like, no, man, they can be a juggernaut. That's the word I use, juggernaut. They got it. They got the sauce. They just need to stay healthy and cook.
I don't even need a damn running back. Shit. They barely use the mugs anyways. Like, here's a touch. Here you go. Other than that, go ahead, Josh. He's bigger than everybody, faster than most of the cats on the field, stronger than a lot of them. So your quarterback doing all of this? Yes, bro. Our quarterback is doing all of this.
Last game of the week. Vikings, Eagles. I think that's going to actually be a pretty good game, too.
I think the Eagles is going to smoke them, too.
Smoke? I don't know about that, boss.
Yes. I think they're going to.
Give me Minnesota.
It should be fun. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have himself one hell of a game.
He might. The Vikings defense is pretty decent, though. It's a step up from what they saw last week against Detroit. And they definitely didn't see no offense like what Minnesota going to be able to roll out with Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, so on and so forth. Adam Thielen, like, give me Minnesota. Ken, who you got?
I'm going Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Okay, I see you. I'm going to have to come back and redo my confidence points later, but save my picks. We are good to go. Now, fellas, we have about 20 minutes here.
Okay. Before
we got to get up out of here and, get on with our lives. There has been some NBA news.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest NBA news right now is all about Robert Sarver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, the WNBA team. He's been suspended for a year, and he was fined $10 million by the NBA as a result of an investigation into the Suns franchise. So, if y'all remember last year, ESPN published a story just saying like, "Yo, it's a lot of crap going on right now in Phoenix. Y'all should come check this out because there's some racism, it's misogynist, like it's a lot of stuff going on." NFL finally finished their investigation, and as said, suspended him for a year and fined him $10 million. Now, this punishment came out Tuesday. Adam Silver came out today, Wednesday, and had a little press conference talking about his decision and why he did what he did. And now we got the Players Association responding. We got LeBron tweeting. We got Chris Paul tweeting saying it's not enough. Y'all didn't do enough here. And I just want to ask y'all how y'all feel about it. If E was here, he'd be hot. I know he would.
He'd be livid. I was kind of hoping that he'd be able to get a chance to get this off his chest.
But it's I mean, just to cue it up real quick, I just don't get the difference between him and Donald Sterling, outside of the fact that Donald Sterling was called.
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, so they were able to vote to get rid of Sterling, but in this case, they just decided to just finally suspend him. Which, like, what? It seems almost the same, type of deal. So what makes this situation different from that is where I'm confused at.
That's the question. Because one could argue that based on what happened, like as them being team owner, that what Sarver did was worse than what Sterling did, because it was years and years and years of this treatment to his employees of this team. Meanwhile, we all know Donald Sterling has had a checkered past, and he was legally taken to court about discrimination. So I don't know if Silver was weighing the fact that he had legal troubles in there on top of the fact that he had this tape. But it reminds me a little bit of Ray Rice, where it's like we heard what happened and there was a certain reaction to it, but once you saw what happened, everything changed. And I feel like with Sterling, it's only because there was a tape. Like if Robert Sarver was on tape, I feel like they would have kicked him out. And I feel like it shouldn't take all that if the evidence has shown that there is already a system that's corrupt or that's wrong, that's not healthy for their employees.
No, that's fair. I agree with you as well. It does seem kind of, I won't say it's weak that he only has a year and 10 mil, because 10 mil for him, again, even though everybody 10 mil is 10 mil, it's a lot of fucking money, but for him it's like a drop in the hat. But nobody want to lose that. But then you can't be, so he can't operate his teams a year. Is this what the suspension entails? Like, he can't be around the facility, he can't be at the practice, he can't be at the games, he can't communicate with nobody. Like, is that what's all encompassing, or does he still have access to,
No, he can't be around at all. You got to be gone. Get gone.
You don't see your owner for an entire year. And
he fought that. When he saw he got fined $10 million and a year suspension, he did not take it like, sure, I deserve this. He fought that.
Jeez.
And it's wild too, because even when Adam Silver was talking, he was like, I don't have the right to take away his team. But it's like, you took away Sterling's team.
Yeah.
It's inconsistent. And it makes me think of the NFL with what's Deshaun. And the ruling where the judge is like, I'm giving him 6 games because y'all too inconsistent. Y'all do this for one thing and then y'all do this for another thing, and it's sad when the NBA falls into that bucket too, given the fact that the NBA touts themselves as such a liberal, progressive, organization, where it's like we care so much about the well-being of our staff and all of our members, and it's a family, and we care about marginalized communities, under-resourced communities, and we do this and we do that. But then you have an owner who spent 17 years exhibiting racist, sexist, and inappropriate behavior, and then you're gonna come out and be like, well, we don't really think it's racism or misogyny. Like, how can you not think anything but, given the track record, given all the people you interviewed, given all the evidence you have? It just doesn't make sense. It's not consistent, and I don't like inconsistencies.
You have the witness accounts, you have the private investigation, you have all kind of stuff that's just kind of pointing like you said, kind of like the same thing with Sarver, like not Sarver,
Sterling.
Sterling. Like y'all have all of this, and the only reason why he's not gone, and if Silver wanted to be like, well, I didn't vote him out because the owners voted him out. Sure, whatever. You work for the owners, but the owners voted him out. I guess the same consensus could be made here if they wanted to. It seemed like that was a slippery slope when they started, and I think that was said around that time. Somebody may have said something, but that was a slippery slope around. Granted, it was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was also one of those. Okay, is this the precedent now? If it gets out of hand to this point, and now we have someone who, in essence, would be a little worse, and you're not even going halfway to what would be considered like voting them out. Like, you don't come around for a year and pay us $10 million. You'll be back next year. All right, cool. You've been there for 17. He could use a year vacation probably. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
And now that I'm thinking about it too, even with Sterling, he didn't fire him. He said you're banned for life, and then Sterling sold his team. Because even as like if you own an NBA team, like even if you have to sell your team, you are going to make a hefty profit. So the punishment is profit, which is really interesting to think about. The punishment is profit, and you might not want to sell it, but you're going to make a pretty penny off of it. It just.
I feel like the privilege is the club of being in the team owners club. So
when you got that much money, yeah. What do both commissioners say? What do you hear Adam Silver saying? Roger Goodell, I serve the owners. I work for the owners. And if that is the case, then I feel like there should be some changes made. Like y'all be doing all these negotiations for the CBA and what rights are here and whatnot. But like if the NBA is trying to be what they talking about, like why don't y'all negotiate something here where there's if a owner has been caught doing something along these lines or whatever the case may be, something has to happen. Like there has to be some kind of checks and balances here. Like it can't just be like, oh, it's just a year and 10 mil.
Yeah, slap on the wrist and be like, okay.
Right, but to them, like you said, slap on the wrist, and that's weak. So whatever. Adam Silver came out guns a-blazing with Sterling, maybe because he was just starting his job and he wanted to come off real strong. But even if that is the case, he's looking a little sideways now because the energy ain't the same.
Yeah, you got to keep that same energy.
That's what one would hope. WNBA Finals. Let me hit that real quick. Game 2 took place Tuesday. I am not sure if any of y'all tuned in. I know me and Eve was texting about it a little bit, but man, Chelsea Gray has been out here hooping. I don't know. I think the Aces might sweep.
That's what it's looking like.
Game 3 is Thursday. So as this episode is premiering, Game 3 will be getting ready to start. And I think that might be it for the Sun.
They got some fight in it. They might, try to stick around.
Yeah, I mean, they was down against the Sky, and they punched back and was able to beat the Sky in their series and make it to the finals to begin with. But Vegas,
the Aces is just on. They don't know, dude.
Yeah, they just don't know.
Yeah, first their coach is amazing, and it's just like everybody is just. You can tell everyone's locked in, everyone's bought into whatever philosophy that their coach has right now. Everyone is playing at a ridiculous level right now, and everybody's locked in. So I can definitely see the brooms come out for sure.
I'm feeling like Ken. I think the brooms is coming. The brooms is coming.
Bring your brooms to the game.
That would be a walk. If you want, I can run through a couple things in like the next 5-7.
That's cool. I was just gonna say real quick to the broom point. The Sun are at home, so we won't see no brooms coming out for Game 3.
Yeah,
unless some Aces fans travel with their brooms to Connecticut.
Ooh, I love that.
You would
instigate
the whole time.
So everybody trying to go through the metal detectors. They got wood and
sweeping like a motherfucker.
He was like, "What the fuck is with all the brooms today?"
And they're like, get him out of here. Get him out of here. I'm like, take a dustpan because it is a mess.
All right, Tim, you can take us home. You got about 10 minutes. Well, less than that. You got about, let's say, you got about 7.
Right. So I got a couple things just I'm going to kind of touch on real quick. One, Albert Pujols has surpassed over the past week. Albert Pujols surpassed Alex Rodriguez as fourth on in MLB history in home runs. So he hit home run 697, which was also the 33rd go-ahead home run in the 8th inning or later for Pujols. That passes Mike Schmidt and Greg Nettles for the most by any player in the expansion era since 1961. Forget the Cardinals right now. Brewers won last night. Cool. I didn't check tonight to see if there was, but forget them. We trying to get back in there, but congrats to Pujols. He's having one hell of a go-home tour. Farewell tour. So, Major League Baseball. Speaking of baseball, try to make this one quick. Passed a couple rules. Based off of what I've seen with the rule changes, like installing a pitcher's clock, they can no longer do defensive shifts, which means 2 players got to be on each side of the back. So when the left-hand batter used to come up, they used to shift 3 of the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3 of the 4 players used to be on one side of the bag. Yeah, so right back second, then between second base and then first base and things like that. The outfielders will shift over to kind of cover the left-handed batters. But
so
now,
wait. As somebody who doesn't watch baseball like that, so they're shifting for, you said, left-handed batters that way because they're assuming the ball is going to pull in that direction, and so they're
correct. Because look,
yeah,
go ahead.
So I was like, okay, they have them over there because defensively, okay, the ball should come in this direction, and now they're not letting the players do that no more.
Correct. So left-hand hitters
because this year it's egregious. They're being very egregious this season.
It's not egregious. It's a left-hand batter. Fine.
Yes.
We know going that way. Slap the motherfucker. It's the opposite direction.
They normally don't use it as aggressively as much. This year, like a game, every batter they're using the shift. So that's the reason why.
It's always been a thing, though. It's not like it's never been a thing. The shift is always been.
No, it's just it's always been. But I was just like, goddamn, like.
So
like if you watch a baseball game, it's like if you don't know nothing about baseball, you like, oh, why everybody in one spot?
Yeah, so it's gonna allow left-handers. From my initial reaction on all left-handers is gonna have a fucking field day. They probably rejoicing right now, like, yes, stop that bullshit. Right. Which means your right fielder gonna have to be cold now, because usually your left fielder is really good because of the fact that most of the league is right-handed and they pull to left field. So now you have to have a right fielder who's almost as equally as well as your pitching staff. But if you go against a pitching staff that has a bunch of lefties, or you got a batting lineup that has lefties and switch hitters, good luck. Also, them not being able to make a move towards first or like make a pickoff move. You can only do 2 pickoff moves or step off the mound per batter. So now all of a sudden you're finna get a green light to cats who are trying to steal. The steal rate is finna go. It's finna go through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
Like, you got all kind of crazy shit. Go ahead. And I felt like a lot of it was geared towards the pitchers in order for the game to be sped up. And because they just want more fun, more scoring, more speed, pace of the game. And I'm like, all right, cool. But if a pitcher can still maintain his elite status through all of these changes, because now you only get like, I think it was like 20 seconds with no runners on the base, and I think like 10 seconds with a runner on the bag, or something along those lines. So it's like you finna change up the way that your cadence is. You finna change up the way that you throw the ball. You finna change up not even necessarily the way you throw it, but yeah, shit. Some people got to speed their motions up. Some people got to speed up everything in their head, changing the entire life worth of work as a pitcher to supply more to the game. It's wild, but we'll see how that works out. Then you had football ups this past weekend. Marshall beat Notre Dame, which was, I think, probably the second biggest one. Then you have the Georgia Southern. They beat Nebraska. Now, prior to getting the reason why that was significant is because Nebraska was 214-0 when scoring at least 35 points at Memorial Stadium. Now they are 214-1. Brother Sarver, 45-42. Their quarterback responsible. They had 642 yards of offense, and their quarterback was responsible for 409. Yeah, balling. In Appalachian State, they beat number 6 Texas A&M 17-14 in College Station. Time of possession was 41 minutes and 30 seconds compared to 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's unbelievable.
Appalachian State.
That's nuts. Wow.
They had the ball,
and it was only 17-14.
17-14.
Shoot, Appalachian State took all their time, didn't they? They was
yeah, that's a yeah.
How long we got? 40 seconds? Okay. I get at 39 every time. You got 1 second left every time. That's wild, but that's a great strategy. The dub.
Yeah.
And then lastly, which was I thought it was a bit funny, there was celebrity boxing matches. Nick Young got KO'd by a TikTok star, Malcolm Minicone. I don't his videos. I was like, I don't know how to start, but it is what it is. My man fell out the ring trying to sell the punch.
So was he taking a dive? Is that what you're saying?
So what happened is they both went to go punch and it looked like they kind of like went across his face like this. And Nick Young just kind of fell. And also he rolled out the ring and shit. I'm like, the ref had to stop the match. I'm like, oh my god, bro. But he was wild. He tried to throw a punch and he did like a spin move in the middle of the ring. It was terrible.
This man thought he was Michael Jackson.
Swaggy P. Swaggy P.
His name was Swaggy P in that boxing match. It was terrible. And then Le'Veon Bell beat KO'd Adrian Peterson in the 5th round. I know Eric will be doing a round of applause, standing ovation for this one.
Hey, he caught AP clean.
He did clean.
When I wasted my time and watched that whole match. When the only exciting part about it was that
I could imagine.
I know 5 rounds worth of, because I had to figure out which round it was. So like, instead of me just going to do the cliff notes, let me just go ahead and find out how this all went down from these fights.
This man did research for the pod.
I wish I didn't. The whole time I was like, bruh, most of it was them ducking, running. Looked like they was about to warm up. We'll roll up on them and come back. I'm like, oh my god, dog.
Well, it's gonna be some real boxing this weekend. It's gonna be Canelo and Triple G round 3.
It should be fun.
Real boxing, not this celebrity stuff. I saw Jake Paul got him another celebrity fight coming up too.
He going against Anderson Silva, MMA legend.
MMA, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If Jake Paul wins again, I'm gonna end up sounding like I'm gonna be like old boy from Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with this.
Turns to Jesse. He know how to get the bag, man. He know how to get the bag.
He was so hurt. He just said, "Bro, how? How did he keep getting away with this shit?"
I swear his last one, whatever brother it was, I swear it was a dive. Someone
I get them mixed up.
But
is this the WWE one?
You said Logan or Jake?
I think it's Jake.
Which one is in the WWE? Jake is
Logan.
Is it Logan?
Logan is WWE. See, that's what I get them mixed up. I have no clue which
Logan is in there.
Okay. Yeah, and it's Jake Paul that's fighting Anderson Silva. Okay, yeah, we got it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. We're going to get up out of here, though. We hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Again, make sure y'all keep Eric and the family in your thoughts, sending your wishes to them. And, if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe and like up the YouTube, share the show. Make sure that y'all check us out wherever you like to listen to your podcast. And, we wishing you well. We hope that y'all have a safe and enjoyable and relaxing weekend as y'all head out here into these streets. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On Twitter, Instagram, these PSN 2K streets, Apple Music at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE.
You want to do it?
No, I don't.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram, K Harris 216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. We shall holler at y'all later.
Peace out, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Gang, gang.